I'm here with Nigel, and Nigel is Joe's partner. And Nigel, you want to give a little bit of a spiel about what it is you do for work and who you are?
Okay, I'm Nigel Harris. I work for a big German company called Rheinmetall, and I run all the training for the vents and their maintenance and things like that. So I teach people how to fix our trucks, basically.
Yeah, and you're just about to fly out to Europe too for the job as well, aren't you?
Yeah, they like me to do some different training and things overseas, so it's quite good.
Yeah, it's an awesome job. All right, so what was the big problem you were trying to overcome when you were seeking out this, or when you found the CJ rubric?
A couple of things. I was trying to improve my overall fitness and well-being was the main part of it, and I want to stay healthy and fit forever, basically. My plan in life is to be, 75 years of age and still being able to run around the mountains and stuff like that and do cool stuff, rather than becoming old and frail and things like that. So mine's all about long-term health, and there's a couple of little problems along the way.
Yeah, and so how did you find me and the CJ rubric?
Well, it's a funny story, that one, because quite a few years ago, I was researching different things for fitness and nutrition and health and things like that, and I came across the CJ rubric then. The problem was I didn't realise if CJ rubric was real or not, because 90% of things on the internet, it's someone overseas or some sort of other online program. And so I've sort of gone, this looks really good, but I don't want to sign up for something that's not local and transparent. Then, funny thing to another is that, well, obviously we met you at the gym, and then Joe and I, my wife and I, were looking on the internet and we're watching a YouTube video that was put up by the CJ rubric. And Joe goes, "Is that Chris?" And I go, "Yeah, it is. That's funny, because we didn't put two and two together until that point." So I heard about it through internet research. Then we actually met you in life, and then it was afterwards when we put two and two together.
Yay for my awesome marketing skills all those years ago.
And that's what happened. So, and yeah, because Joe didn't know what the CJ rubric was, but I'd been reading some of your blogs and things like that, and that was before I even knew who you were. Which
Yeah.
was a really funny, weird sort of thing. But yeah, this sounds really cool, because it was, well, your advertising is good because it was parents getting fitter and specialised for parents, which, being a parent, it kind of fits well for me.
Yeah. All right, so what was the first thing we did together? Like, what was the first program you did when you come into the CJ rubric?
The first part of it was all about, well, that I got out of it, is the main part is all about nutrition. So working out your size and portions of what you need to achieve what you want to do. So that was the first part, and then it broke it down into really simple ways of doing portion control. So making sure you get all the right amounts of proteins and your fats and your veggies and things like that by doing palm sizes and fist sizes and thumb sizes and cupped hands really made a lot of sense. So instead of trying to get all complicated, things get really simple.
Yeah,
so that was the first bit that
eyeball it really quickly.
Yeah, and so you could get a really good appreciation. And there's a lot of information at the start just on breaking down what is a carb and what is protein. So I got all of that out of it first. And I think we did that for a bit. And then we did, after that, I think we did the Christmas protocol.
Yeah.
So that was the first two things I think, well, we've gone back a little while now. So yeah, that's the first two things we did.
And what kind of results did you get early on that you liked?
Well, there's a couple of bits that I got out of it. First of all was that energy. So it's funny how eating good food, your energy doesn't ever drop. So probably not something I've discussed very much, but yeah, your energy levels don't drop. So if you're eating good food, there's no 3 o'clock sort of like nosedive, there's no after lunch crash. My energy levels stay high all day long, so I can work fairly consistently. So that was the first big observation. And after that, then the scale starts to move after a while. So once the scale starts to move, you get a little bit more incentive, and then body fat started to drop away. So that was the main parts of it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so looking back now, if you didn't take action then, where do you think you would be? Well, what you would think you'd be doing?
Well, if I didn't do the fitness and I didn't do the healthy eating, I would say that my belly would probably be exactly the same size. I'm starting to, lean up and get a lot better shape about me. So I would say my belly would be bigger. My fitness would probably not be anywhere near where it should be, because you haven't got the fuel to actually do the fitness.
Yeah, exactly. You're not fueling yourself to be able to train as much as what you do, which you love to do.
Yeah, and it's funny how you can notice how quickly that is, that because to monitor everything with a heart rate monitor, if I eat low calorie or below calories, which is what a lot of people like to do, your training drops off and you can't push through. So you don't have that energy requirement, but when you're eating everything in the right amounts in the right order, it all flows together. You can train a lot harder and really push hard then.
Yeah.
So that was a really big observation, and I didn't think it made that much difference, but it does.
It's kind of cool seeing you realise that over time when you trained at Lone Dog and using the heart rate monitor, and then after the sessions that I took with you, and you'd come over and go, my food was off today and I can't even, my heart rate just did not want to do what I wanted to do.
Won't respond. And and on top of that one, there's also the same thing to talk about, that traffic light system. Of where you're at and seeing how things respond. Are you recovered enough? How hard should you push? So that helps a lot as well, I think, that level of preparedness for what you should be doing in a day.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it allows you to show up and do everything that you want to do every single day, but just waiving the intensity to suit what you need.
Yeah, well, one thing, if we go back to probably one of our first conversations, this is quite a while ago now, is the stress cup.
Yeah.
The stress cup was one of the best analogies I've ever heard about, why the body, or why your body responds the way it does. And, and having that stress cup with room in it will mean that you're not as susceptible to, inflammation, injury, or, your immunity and things like that. So talking about that stress cup, I was probably another thing that was a really big trigger point for me to move on.
Yeah, and I think you took that in your stride, which was really good, and started making changes almost straight away when that analogy sort of clicked, which was cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's simple. It's not complicated.
No, which is the best part. So looking at it now, like we've been working together for probably almost 6 months now.
Yeah.
What's been the overall benefits that you like either results wise or even just whatever? What's been the best thing you're getting out of it?
Stronger, fitter, faster.
Yeah,
that's
I love that. It's awesome.
It is, and it's become obvious. Like I've got an 18-year-old, and I can run him into the ground still. So that was pretty good. I got a border collie who got out, and I ran him into the ground, which I've never been able to do before. So I ran him till exhaustion and then picked him up and carried him home. So it becomes really obvious that by eating the right foods, dropping the body fat, and increasing all your fitness, makes life easier.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the way we've done it with you is because you've trained at Lone Dog, the movement aspect was pretty much taken care of because you've got a busy job as well. So we basically looked for you at Nutrition and Re-Energize to fuel that training so you can get the best out of it. So we were basically, like, just so everyone understands this, even if you do train somewhere, what the CJ Rubric does is tries to do is to amplify whatever it is you're doing, make everything else better.
Well, and look, there's the other bit, it's the coaching and the positive affirmation of knowing which way you're going, and if something's going wrong, you've got someone to discuss it with. So like most of my things are going ahead pretty well, but if there is a problem, I can go, hey man, I've got a problem with this, what can I do? And there's always a response. So it's not like you're flying blind. And Joe's done other programs before and jumped on things like Michelle Bridges, which is an online thing. But with Michelle Bridges, there's not a person that you're actually talking to. So if something's going bad, you've got no one to who's real to talk to. It's just like, wonderful videos and that, but there's not a real person at the end of the phone.
Yeah, and you're missing that connection, and to iron out whatever the problem is and try and get a plan to get back on track really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing that one size fits all, but it's different when you want to tweak things to suit you.
Yeah,
which is what you do. It's all about getting it's the plan in between Chris and me, not someone in, just a generic one size fits all.
Yeah, that's a really good. I like the way you said that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so if you were running down the street with your weight vest on, like we were talking about before, you ran up to someone and wanted to tell them about what the CJ rubric is and things like that, how would you describe it to them and what would you say to them?
Well, it's quite simply a health plan. So you got an option. You can either treat yourself with doctors and medicine, or you can get your health sorted out by what you eat and what you do.
Mic drop. That was awesome.
How's that for off the cuff?
That was really good.
Well, and that's what it is. Like, you got a choice in life. Like, this is my personal opinion, is you got a choice. You can either look after your body by what you eat and what you do with it by training and keeping it healthy, or you can put a cocktail of medicine into you and go see the doctor all the time because of the way your body's responding to it. So I'd prefer to stay with the eat nice food, eat lots of good food, and stay healthy, stay fit, feel a hell of a lot better for it.
Yeah, and like have the medicine there for when and if you need it in the emergency situations, and not have to.
Absolutely. There's some things you can't avoid, but if it's there's too many things out there that are directly responded to excesses, like excess sugar consumption, excess alcohol consumption, excess whatever. If you exceed too high in things, you're going to get a response.
Yeah.
So, it's about balancing life out and getting the right outcome.
Yeah, cool. And you think like CJ Rubric's helped you get that right approach to everything, which is balance and simple.
Yeah, because there's no point doing a program where you go, I can't do that forever. Great, there's 4 weeks of starvation or something. So it's not like that. It's something that you can apply easily without any problems. And it's like a habit. It makes habit forming really easy. So then it makes life simple. So life's simple if you've got good habits. Anyway, I'll explain what I reckon a habit is, but we'll go from there.
Nah, that's perfect. That's awesome, man. Thanks heaps for that. That is spot on. That's us done. That was good. You nailed it.
All right, so,
I'm going to put that as like the line on the page.
Look, but it's funny though, because habits are funny. I still listen to other podcasts and that, and I listened to something the other day, and it's like a habit is something that you have to do. You feel like something's missing if you don't do it. So if eating healthy is a habit, it's harder to not do it than to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's a really good analogy.
Yeah, it's like brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
If you don't brush your teeth in the morning, you didn't brush your teeth. And something's wrong and missing, and you have to brush your teeth. But because it's habit, whereas if you're not eating healthy, there's something missing, there's something wrong, I've got to fix it because I haven't got that habit in place, and you've got to do it. So habit forming makes it easy because you've got to take conscious effort to ignore it.
Are you a busy dad just like Nigel, who wants to lose the dad bod and become the super dad that you want to be, that you always dreamt to be? Shoot me a message. There's also a button at the end of this page or at the bottom of this page that you can look at, and just click the button, fill in the form, book a session, and I'd love to talk to you for 30 minutes. It's completely free, and just chat about what you've been doing, what your struggles are, and how we can overcome them really quickly. So yeah, jump on the call. It's called Give Me 5, Get 25, and it'll be all completely free, and we'll give you a plan on the phone straight away on how to become super dad. Thanks guys.